Last year, 2010, in the Seattle-Tacoma area, prices went down yet again, this time 6.7%. 13% of homes sit vacant. We are still facing a 9% unemployment rate, and there is another round of foreclosures about to come on the market. These are very difficult days for real estate. If you are trying to sell your home by yourself, by owner, you understand how difficult this is and how discouraging. Statistics are showing that in this market, 5% will sell, 5% will simply give up, and 90% will hire a real estate professional. It may be that you've hired a real estate professional, but your home has expired or been canceled from the market without selling. If that is the case, do not feel like you're by yourself, because last week alone, 886 properties went off the market without selling. You know how frustrating it is to hear the big promises, to have high hopes, and sign on the dotted line. The sign goes up in the yard, and maybe there's a flurry of activity for a few days or a few weeks. Maybe the entire office came by to look at the home, a couple of showings, but after a few weeks, nothing. No offers, no more showings, no more activity, broken promises, no communication, and even the flyer box out on the street no longer has flyers in it, and you begin to wonder where your agent is. You begin to look for your agent's picture on the back of milk cartons. It's a very difficult market out there right now, and you have 5 choices. I'm going to share with you what these 5 choices are. Number one is a choice is to simply stay where you are. That is a very viable choice for many people, because in this market, it is not the time to simply test the market. Now, the caveat, the exception to that would be this, that if you are a move-up buyer, if you're trying to move up to a higher priced, a bigger home, nicer home, well, what your home has gone down, in percentage-wise, the other home has also gone down, but dollar-wise, you are going to save in being a move-up buyer in this market. But other than that, being the market as it is, for many people, it's better just to simply stay where you are for now until the market recovers, which could take, some are saying 5 or 10 years. I don't think it'll be that long. Could be 2 or 3 years. Whatever the time is, some are going to just need to ride it out. The second option that you have is to rent out your home. Now, we've all heard horror stories about that, damage to the home, repairs, midnight calls, and all this. The key to being a good landlord is to have good tenants, and the key to having good tenants is to screen your tenants before you ever make them your tenants. That means that they apply, you check their rental history, you verify their job, you check their credit, and you do a criminal background check. This will give you a good idea of what you may be getting as tenants, and will help to prevent many, many problems. Now, even so, as a landlord, you have to be aware of a couple of things. It is going to cost you every time there is a change in tenancy, because just to get what I've managed 31 different units, and so I know that there is a $2,000 to $3,000 cost simply to prepare the home, usually for the next tenant. Be aware also that your insurance rates will probably go up, and be careful if this is an owner-occupied home and you move out, you may lose your homestead exemption. So before you make that decision, talk to your accountant or an attorney about that situation. Your third possible choice is to put the home up by owner, for sale by owner, FSBO as it's commonly called. You may be trying that now, maybe you've tried it already, maybe you're contemplating giving that a try. Now, many people do this simply because they've had a bad experience with real estate, and they say, well, this time I'm just going to do it myself. Others are the do-it-yourself type of people. They want to control the situation, and you may be that kind of person. If you are, well, then do for sale by owner, and best of luck to you. I admire your efforts. The third kind of person that's trying for sale by owner is the one that says, I want to save the commission. And that's probably the biggest reason that people go for sale by owner. But realize that saving the commission is not necessarily the same as netting more for your home, and we'll talk just a little bit about that in a few minutes. But understand that as a for sale by owner, you have limitations because you only have one property to sell, whereas we have hundreds. and you basically only have 3 things that you can do to market your home, whereas I have 35 to 40 different activities I typically do to market any particular home. You can put the sign in the front yard. You can run ads, either print ads, which are very expensive and not very effective anymore, or internet ads. Almost everybody tries Craigslist, and so you can do some advertising. And then thirdly, you can then also have an open house. Now, as a real estate agent, I hold open houses, but I understand that when a buyer comes in the home, there is only a 1% chance that that buyer will buy that particular home. But I, as an agent, do it to resupply my pool of buyers so that the person I met last week at an open house might buy your home this week, and the one I meet this week may buy a home next week, whereas you only have that one home to deal with. For sale by owners have basically 3 kinds of people that will come through their properties. One of these is what we call the looky-loos, perpetually looking. It's just a good thing to go out and do on Saturdays and Sunday afternoons, go through open houses and check out the FSBOs and how they've done the decorating and what they've done with the landscaping. And so they get the looky-loos. The second kind that you'll get is the bargain hunters. These are the kind that have watched the late night infomercials, and they want to try to save that commission that you're trying to save, and so they're going to bargain down. If it doesn't work for you, they'll go to the next one. The third type of person you'll get is the unqualified. And what do I mean by that? Why is that? Because when what happens is somebody comes to an agent and we tell them your credit's not good enough, go home, take care of your credit, fix this and that and so forth. Sometimes what they do, instead of going home and fixing things, they just go out and look for sale by owners, thinking, well, I'll just make some offers and maybe a miracle will come along somehow. And so that's one of the frustrations of it. The 3 kinds of buyers that you do not usually get. The first of these is the relo or the relocation. Why is that? If somebody has only 2 or 3 days, once or twice to come in 2 or 3 days into an area and look at properties, they're not going to come in and look at Craigslist, go out and look at FSBOs. They're going to hire an agent to go out and show them properties. So you miss the relocation market. Second market that you miss is the first-time buyers, because they know, or at least they soon learn, that it's free to them to use an agent, and they know that they don't know much, and so they will use an agent. Thirdly, that you will usually not get the move-up buyers, because the move-up buyer by this time and perhaps has a couple of children. They're going over there for soccer practice, baseball practice, PTA meetings. They don't have time to go out and do all of this, so they hire the agent to do this for them. Another problem, beware of this as a for sale by owner, is that there is a 5 times chance of being sued. The liability is 5 times greater, which is one of the reasons that most real estate agents would not even deal with for sale by owners or bring a buyer because of that. Your fourth choice is to put your home on the market through the MLS. Now, there are certain advantages of this, whether it be with me or somebody else. Number one is security. For instance, as a for sale by owner, you're always checking the driver's license, and you're checking what's they're writing down their car license, wondering who's there. Somebody has said that the theme song for sale by owners is Strangers in the Night, but be that as it may, you know the security issues that go through your mind as, for instance, a for sale by owner. So being in the multiple gives you security, the way that we screen our clients and the buyers. The second advantage is less hassle. You don't have to spend the money, the time for advertising, wait by the phone, be stood up, waste your weekends. Everything's taken care of for you. And the third reason is that you actually get more money by going through the multiple than you do for sale by owner. I've seen several studies. I've never seen a study that says for sale by owners net more money. But I've seen several studies that say listed gets more money. Usually the average of the studies that I've seen say that you get about 9.5% more by listing, which more than covers a 5 or 6% commission or whatever. Problem with listing oftentimes is that you get a part-time agent. 80% of the agents are part-time. The average agent, usually in the good, it used to be in the good market, you figure they sold 3.78 homes per year. And now that figure is 2.7 homes per year. And so you get a lot of agents that are part-time, it's just for a little bit of extra cash, and so they don't do the marketing, they're not willing to spend the money. And I call them 4P agents. They put it in the multiple, they post a sign, they place an ad, and they pray it'll sell. It's not the way you do it. I've been doing this for 25 years. I have the experience that I rarely come across something I haven't faced many, many times before. I have the education, my broker's license I got many, many years ago. I've taken extra classes in marketing, in negotiation, and real estate law, and so forth. And after 25 years, I can say that I'm still enthusiastic about being in real estate. Now, I'm not a natural-born salesman. I've met people, so have you, that they could sell refrigerators to Eskimos. I'm not that way. But through the years, I have developed systems that allow me to successfully sell my clients' properties. I believe this is my philosophy in this market especially. I'll illustrate this. Two hikers were up in the mountains, and they were buddies, and in front of them, as they rounded a corner, suddenly a great big grizzly bear roared and was ready for lunch. And one of the hikers, this guy's friend, sat down, took off his pack, and quickly took off his boots and was putting on his tennis shoes. His friend says, "You can't outrun that bear." And his friend said, "I don't have to outrun the bear. All I have to do is outrun you." And so my philosophy is you don't have to outrun this bear market. You only have to outrun. You just have to be a little bit better agent. Your home has to present itself a little bit better than other homes in the market, in the neighborhood. So my philosophy is just that slight edge that brings you the sale instead of the neighbors or the property down the road. Now, one of my slight edge, the fifth thing you can do is to put your property through my Sell in 1 Week program. This is a program that has sold 72% of the homes that have tried this. It is a program that has worked throughout the country. It's new to the Northwest. And what it is you have massive action for, it takes about a week to set this up, is what happens. And it's such a intense week that I can only do one of these each week. I can only do 3 or 4 a month. It's massive action in which you create competition for that property and wind up with multiple offers for the property. Now, what this does, by getting this done in such a short period of time, is you save on the commission. It allowed you also to compete against the short sales and the REOs, the real estate the bank owned. You compete against them without having to bring your price down, compete price-wise, because you're using the law of supply and demand and creating that demand in a mini bull market. It allows you to cut your losses in a declining market. Every month you hold that property, you're taking losses and you're not able to move on with your life. Plus the fact, by getting this done very quickly, you don't have to have your home show ready for week after week and month after month. Now, I think you can understand if I say that the way I do this is proprietary information. What I mean by that is I'm sure I have competitors watching this video, curious what I'm doing, how this success is wrought, and I am not going to reveal that through this video, but suffice it to say it is very successful. It is a proven system. It has taken me 25 years, $25,000, and the help of many agents in other states to put this together, and I would be happy to share it with you. We can find what works best for you. My massive action program, this, or with the massive marketing, and using the multiple and leveraging different issues there. So what we need to do next, if you will give me a call, we can sit down together. We can look at your real estate goals. We can analyze the options available to you, and then we can set forth a path that will get you your home sold and get you on to the next stage in your life. So give me a call and let's see what we can do for you. Thank you very much.